Hey guys. So this is my first video on YouTube. I've tried to do YouTube a few times, but I just decided to go with this kind of stuff, which is gonna be like UFO stuff. Um, so basically we have a case that was, I think 2011, around like 9, 10 years ago, around like 2011, 2012, and it's this UFO on a flatbed Peterbilt. That's not really important. Um, So basically, we're just gonna go through these pictures together, and we're gonna see, we're gonna determine if this is real or not. Um, I already know if this is real or not, but I'm just gonna go through the video with you guys, show you all my proof, and how the government and police stations actually try to cover this up. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So in this first picture here, we have this picture. Um, I think this is Ponca City. This all kind of happened around like the Kansas perimeter. Um, so yeah, we see this flatbed truck. There's what appears to be two APCs behind it, some sort of military vehicles. Um, and there's a UFO on the flatbed of a truck. It says oversized load. So there's a lot of evidence in this picture, and you could say that this was fake, but there's many other pictures and videos of this. So yeah, this is our first little bit of evidence, so we're going to move on to the next few pictures. Okay guys, so now we have even better evidence here. So it's the same flatbed truck, which proves, with the UFO on it, which proves our theory wrong that this was photoshopped, because I don't see why someone would go through the whole trouble of photoshopping two pictures. That would take a lot of time, a lot of fading, a lot of stuff like that. And also this was 2012. So yeah, let's see those things in consideration. So we see a Ford police car, and the sirens are on, and there's a like Ford Taurus police car behind the like kind of hiding behind, driving besides the um, uh, flatbed with the UFO on it. Now we could say that, oh well, maybe that's just like they're delivering it to a movie set, which, I mean, fair enough, but there's two police cars, and in the last one you could have said that, because, you know, people can drive APCs, they are road legal. I don't see why there would be two APCs behind a UFO, but, you know, there's always that coincidence factor, whatever, but no, you can't drive police cars. And even more proof is, even if this was fake, if we look in this picture, it's a little blurry, but the one on your left is really easy to spot. There's 3 UFOs, and these were circled. I found this picture, and they highlighted it with like a red circle thing. 3 UFOs. So I do have a few theories about this. Could be like, well, one of its family members maybe got killed in that crash, or something like that. I'm not too sure about that. We don't have any proof about that. But there is unidentified flying objects hovering, and the two others are trying to camouflage with the street lights and street poles. And when I was a little kid, my first UFO sighting, it must have been like 5 or 6. I saw this light, and it was on the street light, and I would look out the window a lot, but it looked brighter. So I got scared and I closed the window, and then eventually later I opened it, and then the light wasn't as bright anymore, and it wasn't as big. Like, you could tell it was a little bigger, but it wasn't too noticeable. But I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god. So ever since then, I've been really into UFOs. So yeah, which even kind of provides evidence for my sighting, because, you know, here's two hiding there. But if you can't see those two, it's kind of hard to see them. But the one on the left is pretty easy to see. But again, we have to remember this is a little bit of an older picture. It's 2012. It's a little blurry. The camera pictures aren't going to be too good. But as long as we can make it out, that's exactly what we need. So now basically, the military was trying to say it's a drone. So I'm going to move on to those next few pictures, and I'm going to explain my evidence of why, no, this isn't a drone. So, yeah. Okay. So now we're going to move on to this drone picture. So, evidently this was like some concept unmanned drone that they were trying to test. Now, when I saw this, I was like, oh no, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to look further into this case, and I was right to do that. Okay, never trust the U.S. government, seriously. So, the reason why we can tell that this is fake is, one, the body shape between the drone and the UFO is completely different. The UFO actually has some body damage, some of the body is uneven. And another thing is that the colors are two different colors. They're two different colors. So, yeah, they're two different colors. So there's our, I guess, like our little proof of no, it's not a drone. And even if it was, we have those two little UFOs, those three actually. There's one on the right, and it's hard to see it, but yeah. So think about that. There's three. So even if this was fake, which I highly doubt it is, because we have all this proof of the difference between the UFO and the drone, we can still make that inference that, hey, there was UFOs in the picture anyways. So yeah. So now we're gonna move on to a few videos. I will link the channel's names down in the comments or in the description. So basically, all credit goes to those people. I'm just showing you guys evidence. So make sure to go subscribe to those people, because I didn't provide these two videos. Okay, guys. So I forgot to include this before I roll the videos. I'm just gonna show you guys this picture. So look here. It looks like the drone. This is literally a decoy. What they did is, yeah, this drone exists. So what they did is they claimed it to be this. They moved the drone onto there. They must have somehow snuck away from the public eye, drove the UFO to a hangar, dropped it off there. Then what they probably did is they brought on the drone and they drove it, and then they drove it to, I believe this drone was either to Maryland, Washington, somewhere like that. And even the news channel had to say that it's a drone and it's being dropped off to Maryland. So if there were some crazy UFO fanatics that did chase it, which I'm not sure if they did, but if they did, then they would just see this drone thing. Because, see, that's how sneaky the government is. So, yeah. Now we're going to move on to the video.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a UFO. Residents in Cowley County still talking about a mystery craft being seen towed down US 77 yesterday. It was a sight that, for some, won't be forgotten anytime soon. Sitting inside Lindley's appliance store, Cammie Root is used to seeing large machinery towed down US 77.
Yeah, it sure caught my attention.
But what she saw Monday afternoon is something she won't soon forget.
There is this funny sphere that went through on this big trailer, and my first thought was, that looks like a UFO.
A huge 32-foot craft of some sort, wrapped in tarp and as mysterious as the transport company who called Sheriff Don Reed for help.
They told us that it was an aircraft and that they had explored other ways of transporting it, but this was the best way for them to do it. And they asked us not to say a whole lot about it.
After all, the massive load's shape would certainly draw enough attention on its own.
People were calling in saying, oh, well, they think they found a flying saucer. It looks like a flying saucer to us, and we don't know for sure what it is.
For nearly an hour, officers helped maneuver the craft through Cowley County.
The biggest thing that they had to deal with was down at the roundabout. They had to remove a bunch of signs and markers because the load was so long it couldn't make the corner.
While onlookers struggled to wipe the shock from their faces and the questions from their minds.
What was that funny thing that was on that trailer that looked like, something from somewhere else?
So what in the world was it? Under Sheriff Bill Mueller says it was an experimental aircraft from Northrop Grumman, maybe a new unmanned drone. Still a very cool sight to see, and it's still got a ways to go. Its final destination is Maryland.
Okay, so what inference, like what is this real or is it not? So, here's, like, I don't think I can find really too many cons on this one, because, you know, the U.S. government, if they're really trying to hide this stuff, then what they should have done is they should have just, drove it on some back roads and not on these main roads, because they try to switch it up like that, and no one noticed it. I try to find people who try to think otherwise, but I couldn't find many people, if none, actually. I couldn't find another YouTube video on this doing what I'm doing, so I guess I am the first one to do this. I'm not sure. Anyways, so is it real? Yes, it's real. I've looked into this a lot. I've done a lot of evidence and a lot of research. It's real. Also, some other confirmations we have is that it was on U.S. Route 77. It also was last destination. I don't think the last destination was Maryland. I think they did that for the decoy one. I mean, even if this was fake, which it's like, I'd say like 4% chances it's fake, maybe even less than that. But if it was, you still have UFO picture, little tiny UFOs in that picture. So, yeah, this is definitely one of the more wild cases I've ever done, and I'm surprised, like, the U.S. government would have let it, like, be so open like that, you know, so everyone could see it, you know. Like, I feel like they should have delivered it on, like, a plane or something. That would have been the smarter thing to do. But do it on a flatbed where everyone can see it? No, definitely bad idea. Anyways, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and, peace, homies. I'm probably gonna cut that out, but yeah, bye.